too. If someone tries to steal something that's yours, what would you do? Would you fight back? Maybe you'd threaten them. Or maybe you'd turn the other cheek and let it go. Well, I found myself in that exact situation, and I want to tell you how I handled it. 10 years ago, I started a small tech company. All I had was a laptop, endless nights, and a crazy dream. I sacrificed friends, sleep, and money. But slowly the company grew. Clients came in, my team expanded, and for the first time I felt proud of what I had created from scratch. It was my masterpiece. Then came my younger sister, Sarah. She had just graduated from a top business school. My parents adore her. They always call her the one with real potential. While I was the black sheep, the kid who didn't finish university and somehow ended up running a medium-sized company. They never really approved of what I did. So when Sarah graduated, my parents pushed her to join my company, believing she'd take it to the next level. At first, I welcomed it. Sarah had charm, bold ideas, and clients loved her. For a moment, I even felt vindicated. Maybe my parents were wrong. Maybe I wasn't the only one with potential. Maybe we could build something great together. But then, Sarah started making decisions without me. My team began seeing her as the leader, not me. Finally, the worst happened. It was a family dinner. We were celebrating our parents' anniversary, and my dad popped a bottle of vintage champagne. A toast went up. To Sarah, my dad said, "Our brilliant girl who's taking over the family business." Wait, what? It couldn't be true. It wasn't like we had ever discussed this before. Taking over the family business. I asked. My mum beamed. "We think you should pass the torch to Sarah, honey. She's got such drive and ambition. You know, she can take the company to the next level." Next level. What did they think I had built it to be a stepping stone for Sarah? It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. This was my life's work, and they wanted to hand it to her like a gift. In the end, my protest fell on deaf ears. My parents had made up their minds. And when they decided something, there was no changing it. Later that night, I called my team. How could I explain this? I told them about the conversation I'd had with my parents. "You gotta be kidding me," one of them said. "They want to kick you out so Sarah can take over." Another chimed in, "Dude, don't let them do this to you. You deserve so much more." That night, I didn't go home. Instead, I went straight to my office. This was it. It was now or never. If I wanted to save my company, I had to act fast. I started by setting up a new company. I moved the most valuable contracts I had, secured my key clients, and convinced my best people to join me. I laid the foundation of a new empire without anyone knowing. It took months of working in secret, but I was finally ready. I scheduled a meeting with my parents and Sarah. They walked into my office beaming, confident that they had already won. "So," my dad said, "we thought we'd give you an official offer for the company." He handed me a document. I opened it. It was a shareholder agreement, transferring all shares from my name to Sarah's. Glanced up at them. Their smug smiles told me they weren't open to negotiation. But I wasn't here to negotiate. I quit. The words hung in the air. They stared at me, stunned. "What?" my mom exclaimed. "But the offer is on the table. Why would you turn down such a generous deal?" I picked up the document and tossed it aside. Because I'm done being used, I had hoped they'd be angry, but I hadn't expected the explosion that followed. "You ungrateful bastard," my dad roared. "After everything we've done for you, this is how you repay us." "Oh, please," I snapped back. "Don't insult me by pretending you did this out of the kindness of your heart. You wanted to force me out so Sarah could take over. Well, guess what? I'm not going down without a fight." The room erupted. Sarah started screaming, "How dare you? This is our family's legacy. You have no right to destroy it." Legacy. What was she talking about? This was my legacy. I had built it from the ground up, brick by bloody brick. They spent the next few minutes hurling insults, threats, anything to make me change my mind. But I stood firm. I knew I had done the right thing. As they stormed out, I felt a surge of triumph. I had won. But the battle was far from over. Sarah had been my partner, my colleague, Now she was my enemy. She wouldn't hesitate to use underhanded tactics to get what she wanted. I needed to strike back. It was time to expose her. I posted on LinkedIn announcing that I had left the company. To my surprise, the post went viral. Thousands of people shared it, many tagging Sarah and my parents. Within days, I had offers from headhunters, invitations to speak at conferences, and most importantly, congratulations from my clients. They had been wondering what had happened, who was behind the sudden shakeup. Now they knew. And then came the lawsuits. At first, it was a cease and desist letter from my parents. They demanded that I return all company property and stop using confidential information. But that was just the beginning. Soon after, Sarah filed a lawsuit claiming I had stolen company secrets. For a moment, I panicked. I hadn't documented everything. There were things I had just known. But I had one powerful ally, the truth. Every decision I had made was transparent. Every move was backed by my team. We had witnesses, emails, records. In the end, the case was dismissed. As for my parents, their threats didn't bother me. I knew they wouldn't risk ruining their reputation by taking legal action. It was a hollow victory. It was a hollow victory. While Sarah had lost her case, my parents had won. They had successfully destroyed the company I had built. They didn't win in the end because I had already built something new. My new company flourished. Clients trusted me. My team stood by me, and we grew faster than ever before. My new company became the market leader in less than 2 years. And what about Sarah? After the lawsuit was thrown out, she tried to rebuild her career. But no one would hire her. Her reputation was tarnished. No one trusted her. And my parents, once so proud of her, now saw her as a failure. Sometimes the harshest betrayals come from the people closest to you. Your blood ties, your family, the ones who know you best. They can hurt you in ways you never imagined. But if you stay sharp, betrayal can fuel your biggest victory. And mine was walking away stronger.